Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. And I just held a live stream live where I was answering your hair loss related questions, and I also was giving away 2 bonuses for you guys who did attend live stream live. One of them was how to remove buildups and sebum from the scalp. Another one was how to keep minoxidil effective long term. And if you did attend live stream live, you got those bonuses that you can implement in your hair regrowth strategy right away. And as I told before, I often give bonuses away for you guys who do attend live stream live. And otherwise, if you haven't had a time to attend it live, you can watch the recording, and if you have questions, you can just drop them below this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy your live stream. See you next time.
All right, guys, and welcome to today's live stream. And as always, I will start with basically answering comments on the videos below my YouTube videos, and afterwards I will take up questions that you have been asking in chat box. So I can start basically first with quite a quick presentation about my background. Just take a quick refresher. And for you guys who know me, my name is basically Alex, and I've been suffering hair loss for since I was 18 years old. So. And this is my situation in the early stages of hair loss, just to show you basically that you need to take action fast, because if you do wait visit, the things can get out of control, like it did for me. And you can see that I started to lose my hair when I was very young, at around 17. I would say my hair loss was first noticeable, and you can see that basically this is a kind of first signs of my hair loss. This part started to thin out first, right? Since I didn't take action, things just got worse. Right? You can see my tentacles start to go away as well, and things just keep progressing. Right? So this is very important that you actually do take action as fast as possible when you first notice that there is a problem, because it is easy that those things can get out of control, and it becomes much harder to kind of get results. So that's why if you don't need to wait until this stage here, like I did, to actually start to do something about hair loss. Right? Because if you do start to take action at this stage, then you can get better results, faster results, and also results that you get will be much better than compared to what I actually was able to get for myself. Because my situation in 2008 was this, and when one is having this kind of hair loss, it is very hard to gain things back again. And this is basically me in 2008. This is 2 years after taking Finasteride. You can see that I was able to recover very nicely my hairline and crown as well. This is before I started with Minoxidil and magnetic. So just Finasteride, supplements, diet changes, and a few other things. This is me right before I was hit by inflammation in 2010. And 2010, and this is me 2011. After I was suffering inflammation for my scalp for 4 months, you can see how fast I did lose the ground again. So basically, it shows how important it is to address inflammation. And at this stage, I was taking Finasteride. I was taking Finasteride all the time, but it was not working because inflammation in the scalp was causing issues. And this is me in 2013 or the end of 2012. When I had solved my scalp inflammation, you can see that I was able to recover my hair quite nicely. It was not as perfect as it is now, but like just by solving inflammation and blocking DHT, I was able to get some decent regrow, right, compared to in 2011. And of course, this is me 2015. So. All right, guys, I will start with questions. Like I said, I will take up any live questions in this chat box afterwards. Okay, so first question I have here is basically, hey Alex, what about your Dermarolling? If you do it every day, don't it cause damage to your skin? One thing is that yes, it can cause damage to the skin if you are using wrong type of Dermaroller, because you always need to be aware of that. You need to have a Dermaroller that has a good quality in it, so that it doesn't kind of cause any damage to your hair follicles, or is made of blades. Doing actual rollers that is made of needles, not blades, and a good quality one. Right? So don't buy cheap rollers to actually try to stimulate hair regrowth, because they can damage your scalp. And also other thing is that yes, you can do it daily, but you need to be aware of that your scalp is without inflammation, that you are not doing it too hard, because if you do it too hard, then basically you will end up overstimulating your scalp, and it will basically end up causing hair loss. All right, next question is about on the day I'm agreed with this 1.5, should I apply Minoxidil even if I'm bleeding? No, because you should not bleeding after Dermarolling. Right? So if you do have bleeding, then you most likely need to wait 24 hours before you do any Minoxidil application. Because if you're bleeding, then basically you're done too much microneedling in your scalp, and it can cause damage if you start to apply minoxidil, and you don't want to get any inflammation there on the scalp or any other issues. So you need to be careful. Next question is, can I use minoxidil if I have dandruff? It depends, right? If it's just dandruff, then most likely yes. Still, there is something wrong with the scalp if you do have a dandruff. But if it's more like dandruff and flakes, then maybe you need to solve it first before you start with minoxidil, right? Because minoxidil itself also can cause more skin dryness, right? Because all types of minoxidil mostly contain some kind of alcohol in it, and it is not optimal if your skin is too dry or have too much dandruff or flakiness, right? Because it will most likely increase those problems. Next question is about, hey, Alex, did you wash your hair with vinegar? Yes, I have done vinegar applications from time to time, and it can be quite useful for different skin conditions. But again, you need to be careful that you don't do it often because it can dry your hair as well and dry your scalp because it is quite strong acidity. Next one is, hey Alex, are you taking 1.25 or 0.6 mg of finasteride a day? As I have told in my previous videos, I take 0.5. I basically cut, or I was cutting up until recently propecia pill in 2 pieces, 1 mg propecia pill, and taking 0.5 of finasteride on daily basis. So this is something I have been doing since 2008. All right, next question is about, hey Alex, what type of minoxidil you use? I use 5% raw gaze. Next one is about, hey Alex, when you stop both with finasteride and minoxidil, do hair fall out? Yes, if I did stop, for example, with finasteride, then there is nothing that blocks DHT, and most likely I will start to lose hair quite fast, like I have been talking about in previous videos. Same with minoxidil as well. But of course, with minoxidil, if you know how to cycle it, if you know times when you can stop with it, then you can do that. But with finasteride, it is more important because finasteride actually address real problem. Right? Minoxidil is just a growth stimulant. So one needs to kind of plan it better. But with finasteride, I cannot stop with it because my DHT is way too high, and basically it will go back to normal levels if I stop blocking. Question about salt palmetto. I have been using it for 1 week. It's a natural DHT blocker with weak side effects. Yes, salt palmetto is one way to block DHT. Like again, it depends on how is your hair loss, how progressive it is, and those kind of things, right? And sometimes salt palmetto or other DHT blockers can work. I have seen, like I have 2 guys in my program currently that are doing natural treatment, and they are able to stop their hair shed with it. So it do work, but it doesn't work for everyone. It depends on your DHT levels. It depends on how progressive how aggressive is hair loss. Other factors like inflammation, like if you are using minoxidil and so on. Right? So it can work. This is kind of answer. Next question is about being on a finasteride minoxidil 4 months and just started to shed at around 3 months, growing at very thin. Is it normal? Next question. And dermarolling has caused even more shedding. And here never looked worse. Yes, the thing is that most likely you have some other underlying issues that are doing something wrong, and definitely don't do any microneedling before you have solved this shedding issue. Because if you have shedding and you do microneedling, then basically if there is some scalp problems, it will get worse. So this is most likely what is causing your hair shed. So, do you think minoxidil alone will be enough to keep the hair? Again, it depends on underlying conditions, right? Because minoxidil is just a growth stimulator, and it doesn't address any underlying conditions that can cause hair loss. Right? So if you, for example, have also DHT problem, then yes, you need to block DHT as well, right? But if you just, for example, have a hair loss that was caused by stress, and now you have solved the stress problem, and you want to stimulate hair regrowth again, then minoxidil can work to do that. But in most cases, minoxidil alone is not enough to keep hair long term. But again, it depends on underlying conditions, what's causing your hair loss in the first place. Let's see. Next one is about, I have been using minoxidil for 11 months, and I need to clean my scalp. Yes, I will have the bonus video on how to clean the scalp in the end of the video, or end of the presentation, that you can check out. And this is basically something I do myself, and it is a very effective way to keep minoxidil work for long term. So, let's see, next one. Do you use any other anti-androgens besides finasteride? No, I just take finasteride. So Hey Alex, if you use rosemary that boiled with water, using it will be effective. Like again, I guess you want to either stimulate hair regrowth with it, and like again, it depends. Basically, I don't think it is that strong growth stimulant. Of course, it is a natural growth stimulant, rosemary, but if it's effective, that's other thing, right? And if you do have a time, if your hair loss is not too advanced, then you can take a chance on it to try it out because it should not cause any damage to your scalp, but don't have too high expectations if you are using it. Can I still go bald if I'm on finasteride? Yes, because if you do have other conditions in the scalp, like I showed in my presentation, beginning of this live stream, then finasteride won't address them, right? Like if you do have scalp inflammation or if you do have allergies or diet issues or stress, right? Then basically you can still go bald even if you take finasteride, so it won't help. Can my dermarolling cause some temporary shed? Yes, it can, because it's a growth stimulant. And especially if you have some underlying issues like scalp inflammation, then it can make it even worse. So if your scalp is fine, then basically there can be some shedding because as growth stimulant, it still can cause a bit shedding, but otherwise it's just temporary. All right, next question is about Minoxidil 5% for past 5 months. First 4 months, so good results, improvement. Less hair loss, thickening of hair, but past 20 days, density of hair are reducing and scalp is visible a bit. Let's see, and like everyone can have a shedding in the beginning, but experience after 5 months, is it normal? And my answer is no. It's basically most likely means that there is something else that is wrong, right? Because 5 months into the treatment, your hair should be kind of used to application of minoxidil, and if you're also blocking DHT, as I understood, then it should not be happening, right? So it means basically there is something else that is wrong. Maybe you have scalp inflammation or other issues that is causing this problem. You need to check it out. Question about inflammation. Does it cause shedding or does itchiness and scratching that makes hair fall out? Basically, inflammation itself also can cause shedding, and it's more like like it depends on inflammation type, right? If it's just itchiness that is going on the scalp, then by just scratching the scalp, hair can fall out. But if it's a more serious kind of inflammation, like maybe clogged pores, maybe overproduction of sebum, maybe inflamed hair follicles, then it will basically lead the hair will fall out itself as well. Right? So basically, you experience shedding of the hair. And I have had it, and it's not nice thing to have. Right? So in both cases, hair can fall out. All right, next one. Hey Alex, what type of diet do you have, and what are good foods that help with hair growth, and what foods don't help? Basically, I have a protein-rich diet, all right, and protein is important if you want to have a strong hair. Also, I don't have that much sugar in my diet. I don't spike my G index, and I keep basically a lot of veggies in my diet, a lot of protein, and I also make sure that my diet is addressing any possible nutrition deficiencies that I may have. This is also important. So. All right, next question is about does protein shakes can increase hair loss? I read some articles that there can be DHT spike or this production. Any doubts about it? Yes, there is a possibility for it. Like, for example, I mentioned before my experience with creatine, that it led to hair loss for me every time I tried it. And basically same also with protein. So because sometimes they add things to protein powders that can cause DHT spikes, and this is not optimal. So we need to basically be careful. And easy way to find out is that if you do add some kind of new thing to your plan, diet, nutrition, is that if you do become more aware of if there is any shed increase or those kind of things, and you know that it's not good for your hair, and you need to stop with it. Next question, do you drink dry? Yes, I do from time to time. For me, it doesn't cause any issues, no allergies or increased shedding or inflammation. But for some, of course, it can be a problem. So basically what you can do is that you can take a break from diary, test it out, check if you have less shedding when you start with it. And if you don't, then basically it is most likely safe for you as well. So, let's see, next question is about how about stopping finasteride once you see that you have all your hair back? Will my hair shed out when I stop using finasteride? Again, if you don't block DHT, then the hair will fall out. Finasteride is one of the ways to block DHT. There are other ways, but you need to block DHT, right? Because it's not like basically what happens is that it will rebound again to the normal levels after a few weeks time when you start with finasteride. So when you start with it, you cannot stop with it. All right, question about what days to take finasteride, and I take it daily, right? And I feel like for me, it's always has been best effective to take it daily. I know a lot of guys take the alternative like every other day, and if it works for them, great. But for me, taking daily has been always the best, kind of keep consistent regarding blocking of DHT levels. But that's my case. Any suggestions how to reduce sebum on the scalp? And here it gets very early. I need shower every day. For example, like I mentioned before, apple cider vinegar can be a way to address it. It can help with oilness and sebum production. Next question is about has anyone actually stopped with minoxidil while on finasteride? Haven't been any comments who have done it and just continue with finasteride. Like I said, it is something that is possible to do it, but you need to be sure that you do it right times, because at some point here become dependent on minoxidil, right? And if they are dependent on minoxidil and stopping with it, is then the best people start to shed out again, even if you are on finasteride, right? So you need to make sure that here are not dependent on it anymore, and also make sure that you are addressing all the underlying conditions that can cause additional shed, right? So basically, if you have taken care of those things, then it is possible to start with minoxidil, but you need to most likely start with it slowly by tapping down application of it, right? You should not stop it just one day right away, but you need to tap it down amount of applications over time. All right. Next question is about scalp problems with application of minoxidil. Yes, again, I will add a bonus video at the end of the live stream that you can check out regarding it, and it will most likely be helpful. Best ketoconazole shampoo, like we have several ones that you can use. We have REGROWTH, we have Levita, Lipogain, Polygain, Nizoral. It basically depends on like how often you're going to use it. For example, for me, Revita has been quite nice ones that I have been using for several years. REGROWTH can be also okay, but it must be the DR version. Like I mentioned before, I don't like Nizoral, and I also don't like, for example, Polygain. But those are options, right? Because if your scalp is not too sensitive, most likely they're okay as well. All right, guys, those were the questions I had on my list today. I'll check out the chat and see what you have been asking me. By the way, I can add bonus videos as well here, so you can check them out. So basically, those are two bonus videos that I have from my replica program. One is about removing buildups. Another one is how to keep minoxidil effective long term, right? So those are awesome videos that basically can be very helpful for you to implement in your regrow strategy as soon as possible. Because if you want to keep getting results, then you need to do those things. This is how I do it. This is how I am able to keep my results for so many years. This is the reason why a lot of guys kind of fail to do that, because they don't address those things that I have just shared with you. So definitely check them out. Both of them are important. What you can do is basically you can just save them and watch them after when I have done this live stream. All right, guys, I will check up the questions now and see what you have been asking here. All right, so first question is, okay, I see some of you guys have been watching all my videos. Awesome. I hope you enjoy my content. That's great. Let's see. A question about can I take the finasteride once a week? Yeah, it's actually, there has been done a study that shows that the finasteride can be taken once a week as well, because it lowers DHT levels and keeps them low almost a week before they kind of start to slowly get up. And like if you haven't seen the study, just basically search about finasteride microdosing and you will find it. But yeah, it's most likely possible. When I was taking finasteride, I was taking it 3 times a week, and for me, it did have a good effect, but I got some side effects after around 2.5 months of taking it. So I got back to finasteride. Finasteride for me has been working very well, so I haven't seen any kind of reason to go back to the finasteride. Plus, it's much harder to get it as well, because in Norway, you can't just get a prescription for it. You need to actually have a good reason to get it from the doctor. So. All right. What supplements do you consume daily? Like for example, supplements is something that you need to structure out from your deficiency. If you do take a bunch of supplements, like I could just say like biotin, omega-3, for example, some amino acids like cysteine, possibly taurine, right? Possibly some minerals, zinc, and so on, right? But again, if they are not addressing your reasons for hair loss, they won't be effective, right? So you need to kind of know what kind of problems you are actually having before you start to take different supplements, right? And you don't want to end up like I did by taking 30 different supplements at one point and not knowing which one is working and which one is not working, right? Because it all will contradict and cause other issues, right? Because you can start to have over supplementation and it also can cause hair loss. So basically, you need to be kind of careful what you actually are doing. So, all right. The next question is about Alex. I stopped my hair loss completely with DHT blocker. What next steps to take? Hair regrowth stimulation with minoxidil. Again, yes, it's possible to do it. Like it depends. Like it depends on how long you have been taking finasteride, right? So if, for example, you have just taken it for a short time, maybe you can keep taking it a bit more and see if you can get some growth out of it as well, right? Because if you did watch live stream from the beginning, you know, did see that I show my pictures when I started with finasteride first time. I did have awesome results for the first 2 years taking it. So, all right. The question about how long it takes to take finasteride to see first results. I've been taking finasteride for 1 mg for 6 months. Haven't seen growth yet. Again, finasteride is not a growth stimulant, right? And you need to have everything else in perfect conditions and no other underlying conditions that can cause hair loss to actually make some growth progression from finasteride, right? And if something is up, then basically you won't be able to get any regrow from finasteride because finasteride is just DHT blocker. It's not a growth stimulant. But some guys can have a regrow from it, like I did. I know quite a few others who have been able to do it, but everything needs to be perfect to actually achieve it. So, question about does finasteride lose effectiveness and what to do about it? Like it doesn't lose effectiveness. It's basically something else that's causing that it loses effectiveness, and you need to find out what is actually the reason that it loses effectiveness. How many times do you use minoxidil? You say that you only do it once a day. Yes, I also do it once a day, or I was doing it when I was getting a hair regrow, and once a day in most cases is enough. So, a question about dutasteride and minoxidil for 5 months. My hair stopped it. Can I use it once, 2 times a day, once, 2 times a day, or every other day, I guess, or every third day? Macrodose. Like again, dutasteride stays in your system much longer, so most likely it is okay. So, what kind of shampoo are you using? Currently, I'm using Retea shampoos that I make at home. I just mix it together with Retea powder and Revita on other days. Question about hair extract finasteride, but as soon as I start losing more hairs from the back and sides, but before trying it, I was only losing hairs from front part. So what's the reason? That's difficult to say. Maybe you have other underlying issues that are causing it as well, right? And you need to check out because it should not be happening. You should not be losing hairs from sides or back when you take finasteride. All right, guys. If there is more questions, let me know before I end for the day. By the way, I can also share a bit of some results from guys in the program, just to show you what is actually possible regarding hair. So basically, one more of the guys in the program. Basically, what happened is that he was having also problems with DHT, and we found a solution to it because he could not take a DHT blocker like finasteride, and this is what happened afterwards. So, you can see nice results after the arrest. All right, I will check out the questions again and see if there is any more. A question about minoxidil, 2%, 5%. I use 5%. So, but again, there are several. Like it depends on like 2% most likely is not effective. So. How long should you take finasteride? I have been taking it for last 13 years. So it's a long-term commitment. So did you see gains in hair or weight increase after taking finasteride? No, I actually started to lose weight because I got motivated to do something about my weight when I got back my hair. So. All right, guys, I will end for today. I will also add a link for you who want to have a call with me and possibly join my program. Here is a link for you. And otherwise, check out the 2 bonuses that I added in the middle of on live stream. They are important because they can be very helpful for you if you want to have as good results as possible regarding hair regrowth. So, all right. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for attending, and we speak soon. Cheers.
Hey, it's Alex, and if you did find my content valuable, you need to check out the training videos that I have made. And basically it will show you my personal journey of stopping my hair loss and getting full set of hair without doing any investing methods, and it also will show you how I was able to help other guys do the same. And you can find the link below this video in the description text, and basically it will help you to avoid wasting your time and energy on hair loss treatments that just don't work. And over the years I have seen so many guys who try different methods and different treatments and they don't get results and they kind of give up solving their hair loss issue, and I don't want you to be one of those guys. Also, if you do enjoy my content, subscribe to my channel because I upload 3 new videos every single week, and I also hold a live stream every other week where you can ask your hair related questions and get answers them live, plus I give away bonuses for subscribers who attend live streams live. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video.